Hi friends, and welcome to Cat's Corner. It's me, Cat. I want to welcome all new viewers and returning viewers. It's been probably a month, a little bit longer than a month. Today is May 24th. It is a Sunday. And this is episode 26. It has no title as of right now. So, we'll see. So I don't think I told you where you could find me yet, so let's do that. I'm a little bit scatterbrained today, so hopefully it won't be too bad. I'm going to say we'll see a lot too today, apparently. We'll see. But you can find me on Ravelry as CatStraight, and I've recently started an Instagram account also, and I'm CatStraight on there. If you like this video and you're new, you might want to hit the subscribe button wherever it is at and subscribe. Mainly because I only get around to recording about once a month, and sometimes it's not exactly a month, it's, a month and a half, kind of, somewhere along that line. I try and record at least once every month at some point, and it's been crazy lately, so definitely subscribe. You can either subscribe here on YouTube or on the blog, which I basically just throw the video on the blog. Don't have show notes anymore or anything like that, but that blog is www.wordpress.catherinestraight.com, I believe. I will try and put it down here so that you can see, but subscribe, like it, whatever, so you can get updates on when a new show comes up. Also, if you want to possibly be entered for chances to win prizes, which I have some to announce, some new giveaways, please join the Ravelry group, because that's where all the prizes are going to be drawn from. You need to be a member of the Ravelry group, the Cat's Corner Ravelry group, and post in the respective threads for the giveaways. We also have a year-long blanket-along that is going on right now, and there will most likely be a prize drawn next time I record. Only one other person besides me is posted, so if you have any blankets that you are working on, you can post just weekly updates on how far along you've come on a blanket, quilting, crocheting, knitting, sewing, whatever, anything to do with blankets. You could have just bought a bunch of new minis or gotten a bunch of new little mini skeins or something from someone, and you just want to share it with somebody. Put it in the thread, and I will just randomly draw from that thread next show. I don't know what the prize is going to be. We will have to see. So check that out. Post in there so that you stand a chance of winning. I will be, after I record, taking a new shot of my blanket and putting it in there. So go for it. You don't have to finish a blanket. It can just be a square. It could just be, oh, your blanket's so pretty. And you don't even have to be working on a blanket. So that's it. If you want to win something. So a little bit that has been going on. I'm going to talk about this first, even though it's just recently happened, because you will most likely see it whenever I start to talk, because I use my hands a lot sometimes. I try and keep the hands down below the computer, so you don't see me waving around. But I have basically been accident prone the past couple weeks. I had to cancel our VKN a couple weeks ago because Smart Me knocked over a glass off the table and attempted to catch it because it was filled with water and we have laminate wood floors. So I attempted to catch it before it spilled and hit the ground. Well, it didn't quite catch it in time. By the time I was down to where I thought the cup was going to be, it had already hit the floor and bounced back up a little bit, and it broke, and like the sharpest part, which was like almost like a point, jabbed me in the finger, which you can kind of still see a little. Doesn't hurt anymore or anything. It's healed very nicely. But yeah, that was great fun. For the majority of the morning, my finger was just like throbbing in pain. And I was having to deal with a 3-year-old and a 4-month-old. And yes, Lucy is 4 months old now. Luckily, my parents came over and attended and dressed my wound a little bit better than what I was able to do, because I was working with just one hand trying to wrap band-aids around it and stop the bleeding. So my dad wrapped it up really good to where he pretty much immobilized my pinky finger to help keep it all nice and tight and stop the bleeding and get it to start healing, which it's fine now. It's just a little tender, but that's all with that. That's not the only cup I've knocked over, but after that happened, I have been relegated. I relegated myself to only using plastic cups for right now. No. I've knocked over at least 2 or 3 cups in the past week, filled with water, just randomly, or I'll be holding a cup and then just all of a sudden my hand just goes and just pour the water out for no apparent reason. And with Nate being home for the Memorial Day weekend, we attempted to take Linus kite flying yesterday at the park. I actually was at the lakefront, which is a park, but we're along Lake Pontchartrain area. And Linus was flying the kite. Now granted, this is a 3-year-old. I would not have let go of the thing you hold the kite with, but Nate did. And then Linus, I wasn't paying too much attention because I was dealing with Lucy. But Linus let go, and the kite went phew, and got caught in some live oak trees. Now, if you're familiar with live oak trees, they, especially if it's a nice old one, they're usually easy to climb. So I got Nate to boost me up, and I climbed the tree trying to get this frickin' kite. Now, I am in my 30s now. I have not climbed a tree since I was a teenager. I'm not cut out for climbing trees anymore. I am so sore right now from trying to climb the tree and get that kite. And then on the way down, whenever I was getting down from the tree, I didn't fully let go of the branch like I normally would have. And so like I scratched, let's see. I have majorly scratched my arm up, like brush burns and scratches all over. Yeah. So you're gonna most likely see that as I'm showing stuff off. So I wanted to get that out of the way. It's okay. It's sore and tender and stings a little bit because it's so fresh still. But yeah, it's just scratches. I didn't kill myself or anything. Not yet, anyways. Give myself a couple more days and maybe I will. Because apparently I've taken to really trying to injure myself lately. So that's the fun stuff that's been happening. Nate and Linus are on a bike ride right now. And hopefully next year Lucy will be able to go too, and they'll have to get one of those big double trailers to pull both the kids in. And then I can actually not be paranoid about her waking up because she's asleep right now. I just put her down as I was gathering the massive amounts of stuff that I have surrounding me right now. So hopefully she'll sleep long enough to get most of this done, and then I can stop at a reasonable place to pick up whenever it's time for her next nap. So, what else have we been up to? Taking Linus strawberry picking. Lucy got sick. She had a urinary tract infection, which she's fine now. But that was fun, trying to deal with a sick kid and a 3-year-old. We had Mother's Day, so if all you mothers out there, happy Mother's Day belated. My brother graduated from law school. Exciting. He, I think, was number 6 in his class. 5 or 6, somewhere's up there. So that was very exciting. He started working already. I think this past week was his first week of work. Streamed it on the computer and we watched it on the TV. We plugged the computer into the TV and streamed it live, so we got to watch him. So that was pretty fun and exciting because I was not about to bring 2 young kids to a graduation like that. That would have been a disaster. What else? Oh, yes. I'm sorry I keep looking down. I have a lot of notes that I wrote down, and I used to not make notes because I knew I'd constantly be looking down at it. Let me see. Maybe if I set my notebook up here, and then I'll just glance. Maybe that'll work better. So hopefully I won't be looking down too much anymore. But I have also now taken over our meetup group for the kids. It's I joined it last year, and the organizer son is going to be going into full-time schooling in August, September, whenever school starts. I don't know about that yet. So she asked me to take over for her because she thought I was a good mom and a good role model. I look at everybody else and I'm like, gosh, she's an awesome mom, and I wish I could be like her. But apparently she thinks I'd be good for the job. Yeah. So I chose my co-organizer. Yes, a co-organizer. My co-organizer, and we've already started trying to plan things and keep it alive and active. So hopefully we do a good job and it doesn't fade, because it was nice for us having that, trying to get Linus to have friends besides just mommy and daddy. So I'll be doing a lot of that, so hopefully that doesn't make my knitting suffer, even though my knitting has suffered a lot lately, just because when Lucy is awake now, she wants to play. And she'll play by herself really good, unlike when Linus was younger. You had to literally hold him 24/7 or he would just scream at you. Well, Lucy, I can lay her down on her play mat and she will play with her toys. She's very excited about toys. But she's getting to where she wants to sit and stand, and she can't do that by herself yet, so I'm having to help hold her up whenever she's wanting to sit or stand and play. So that's gonna be fun soon. The learning how to walk thing, which Linus started at 6 months, I had to walk him around the house 24/7 or else he would scream at me. Hopefully she won't scream at me because I'm not doing it, but yeah, it'll be fun. Let's see. Oh, Lucy's learned to roll over. She can roll from her tummy to her back and from her back to her tummy now. So that's one of those big milestones that every parent looks for. And she's laughing and giggling and attempting to try and sit up by herself, which she still can't really do, but she tries. She's started solid foods. We've now done butternut squash, bananas, and carrots. And I make all my baby food from, I make it. It's, for one thing, it's cheaper, and I know what's going into it more so than buying baby food. There's less waste from the baby food packages. I still buy some just so I can like keep a thing in the diaper bag, so I don't have to worry about bringing containers and all this other thing. But yeah, every weekend pretty much I'll sit and I'll cook up something and blend it into a paste. Right now I have apples on the stove. The stove is no longer on. They're cooling, so I can blend them into a mushy paste. I didn't start Linus or Lucy with baby cereal. I read up a lot when I was with Linus. When I got close to time, and I'm saying a lot today too. Oh my goodness. Apparently this brain does not want to work. But I read up a lot on baby foods with Linus, and there were so many conflicting things. Like, some places said to start with baby food because it's easier on the stomach. Other places said you don't have to start with baby cereal, and so I just started with regular food with Linus, and there was no problem with that. And so we decided, because Lucy has been literally trying to grab our spoons lately, and I'm like, okay, this child apparently needs to start eating solid foods. I was going to try and hold her off till 6 months, but she wasn't going to have it apparently. So I think her favorite food thus far out of the 3 has been the carrots. She's really enjoyed the carrots, which was Linus's first food, and Linus loves carrots still. So yeah, Linus's first food was carrots. Carrots. Can't talk right either. But other things, I'm almost done with all the life stuff, and then we'll get right into the knitting stuff, because I have a lot of knitting stuff to talk about too. Tomorrow, Linus starts his swim lessons for the first time, so that'll be exciting. He has 2 weeks of swim lessons, Monday through Thursday, and Fridays make up for rain or anything. And we'll see how well that goes, and he's going to have at least one more session of swim lessons. I just didn't want to schedule it yet until I knew if he needed to go back into the first lessons or if he could be into the second set of lessons. So we'll see how well he takes to that. And his summer gym lessons start on Thursday. And he is not going to have Mommy in class with him this time. He is now going to be, I think it's called like Tumble Bunnies or something like that. And the parents aren't in class with them. This is the first class that they have, the Tumble Bunnies, that the parents don't go to class with the kid. So that's a little nerve-wracking whether or not he's going to listen, because Mommy makes him listen. Apparently, only Mommy can make him listen. But he has the same coach he had with his previous class, and he was starting to get to where he was listening to her really well, and she was starting to learn some of my mannerisms, I guess, on how to make him listen. So we will see. Crossing fingers that it all works out, because having Lucy there with me makes it very difficult having to deal with him and get him in his class and stuff like he needs to be, and doing what he needs to be doing, and having Lucy, which it was fine when she was first born, because I would just put her in her little wrap thing and she would sleep through it the whole time. well, now she wants to get out and play, and she's not as happy to be all wrapped up and confined. So, hopefully he'll do good, because Mommy will get to spend that time with Lucy. So I'm looking forward to it. So, all that blather is over with. Are you ready for some giveaways? Yeah? Okay. So, I will post some pictures. Some of this is in my acquisition stuff because of how the giveaways came about. But, let's see. That's the one I decided to keep. But I had ordered some stitch markers. And one of the stitch markers still had a little, it's on the jump ring. It was still opened a little bit, and I don't have the tools to do that without messing things up. So I contacted the person back, mainly because if it was just me, I would have cared less. I would have never have contacted her. I would have used it. I would have attempted to close it myself and been done with it. And I would still ordered from her because her stuff is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. But since I record and video and show you all my acquisitions, and I do express when something's not completely satisfactory to me, I feel the need that I have to contact the sellers now and give them a chance to do whatever. You know, they could tell me whatever, you go, that's how it is, that's how it's going to be, we're done. Or they could attempt to rectify the situation. Well, I did order some stitch markers, and I'm going to show you the card. I'd ordered them from Vinyl Stitches, who is Megan Hall. Her Etsy shop is Vinyl Stitches. Can you see that? And she not only does stitch markers, she has, I think, it was like shirts or onesies, earrings, stud earrings and stuff. It was almost all kind of geeky related, but what drew me to hers was she had a lot of, I was on a bird kick lately, and she had a lot of bird stitch markers. So I ordered some, I contacted her, and she was going to send me just one of them to replace the one that the jump ring hadn't closed all the way. And she contacted me a little bit later and said that she ran out. That was the last of them. So she asked me to pick another set in her shop, and she would send it to me. Well, I was eyeing two other sets that I was thinking about getting whenever I placed my order initially. So I had mentioned, well, I liked this one and this one. And I guess I didn't, like in my head I was thinking it, but I didn't fully say, so whichever one of these you want to send, that's fine. But those are the two that I liked. Well, I went back and read my conversation with her, and I never said that, even though that's what I was thinking, and I never put it in writing. Yeah. It's mommy brain. That's what it's mommy brain. So she sent me both sets. So I am going to be giving away one of those sets. And it was very hard to decide which one, but I decided this is called Lovebirds. And I decided to give away this one because I had bought two bird sets already from her. Plus I bought some other bird sets from another seller. I was on a stitch marker bird kick the past, yeah. I've bought a lot of stuff. But do you see the gorgeousness of that? So you get, the giveaway is going to run for 2 months. So I'm going to put this up, not next recording, but the recording after. I will be giving these away. You get 2 of the birds. And 3 of just the little beads. And they all come in a cute little bag. And so the giveaway prompt for this one, remember you have to be a member of the Ravelry group and comment in the thread that I will be posting. You need to go to her Etsy shop. I will try to remember to put a link down here. The name of the Etsy shop. You can always go and just check it on the Ravelry group because I will be putting a link there. You need to go to her shop and tell me out of her current inventory and her previous inventory and her sales. Yes, those. You need to let me know what item you like out of her stuff. And on top of all this, I have a coupon code for you too. So I will be putting that coupon code in the giveaway thread. And oh, dude, I think I forgot to write it down. Did I write it down? Coupon code is going to be active when this video comes up, and it will be active for, I think she said, 2 months from the date that I tell her. Let me see. Conversations. Okay. It's going to be from 2 months from the air date, so I'm going to let her know. I'm going to convo her and let her know that this is going to be going up either today, today the 24th or the 25th. It's going to be good for 2 months. You're going to get 15% off from her shop, and you're going to use the code CatStraight. That's CatStraight. I will put it down here, and it'll also be in the thread for the giveaway. So you have 2 months to get 15% off her Etsy shop, and you also have a chance to win these lovely little lovebird stitch markers that I want to keep. But I'm going to be nice and give y'all some. And I'm going to pause here and go get my daughter. Lucy, say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Who's that in there? Who's that on the TV? Huh? Who's that? Who's that on the computer? Yeah. Okay. Are you going to sit and let Mommy finish talking? Whenever you start getting aggravated, Mommy will go get your chair and you can sit and rock, okay? Okay, so we did the giveaway. Oh, and also you can find Megan from Vinyl Stitches on Ravelry as Coughing Colors. And please do not spit up on Mommy. We good? Okay, I think we're good. So, let's get in to our finished object. So let's beam me up, Scotty. Sorry, I'm still getting used to all these new names. I may wind up stopping using them because even though I love them, I feel silly saying it. So, we'll see. So first thing, I do not have with me anymore. I sent it off, so I will try and put, I keep doing, I will try and insert a picture of it here. But I knit up another barley hat by Tin Can Knits as a charity hat. I was hoping to get more hats in, but it did not happen. I was lucky I got that one done. But I used Hobby Lobby yarn, and I love this yarn, and the colorway was Autumn Stripes. I used a size 6 circular needle, which is a 4mm, and an 8, which is a 5mm. So, did that. It's already sent off. I sent it off a while ago. So, next thing I have, it's right here, is a cute little baby sweater. Yes, Lucy. You see it? You want it too? So, this is the Raglan Pullover by Renee Lorian. I got it out of, I think it's Knit Simple magazine. I think that's what it was. I used Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton in brown. I just can't. It's showing up really dark. And then the cream is called Woods Print because it's like a cream color with like some speckles of green and brown in it. I kind of altered the pattern slightly. Instead of working it back and forth, front and back, and then working the sleeves flat also, I knit it in the round, and then I worked back and forth whenever I had to split for the arm sleeves, and it worked out fine. I just cast on double the amount that it said because you work the front and the back exactly the same. I used a size 7, which is a 4.5mm 16-inch circular needle, and the size I did, I'm looking at my notes. The size I did is the 6-month size. This is a baby present for my sister-in-law. The brother who graduated law school, they are expecting their first child in July, a week before he's supposed to take the bar. Exciting. And so they're having a boy. So I made this for him. Plus I bought them some stuff. I'm also working on something else for him, which is not going to get done by the time the baby shower happens. So have that. And the other item that I finished, I don't have neither. I made a Minion mug cozy. I'll try and put the picture in here because I think it came out super cute. My brother-in-law, Nate's brother, he loves Minions. He loves the movie Despicable Me. And the past several years I've been making some sort of Minion present for him. He's gotten a stuffed Minion. I made him a Minion beanie hat. Is that all I've done? I know I've done more, but I don't remember. So this year I decided to make him a little mud cozy. I don't remember what yarn it was that I used. Yes. You talking? So I finished that. Think that is all. So, are you ready to engage? Works in progress. Which I might have to pause and put the child down. I'm going to need 2 hands, and I have a feeling she's fixing to let loose. Okay, we'll see how long this lasts. So, we are engaging, and the first thing I have is my Dusk into Twilight shawl, which I could have finished it. I could have. I am going to attempt to do Stash Dash this year. And also the Suburban Stitcher is going to be doing a around your neck cowl that you can use as long as you like knit so much on it and then bind off after the day it opens. So I decided to hold off on casting this off. But I have one more row and then I have the bind off. Yes, I know. It is very exciting. I know, it's very exciting. So, this is a paid for pattern. And I've definitely have made mistakes in it. I'm sorry. You can hear that. She is very expressive. One of the times mess ups is in this lace pattern here, which I just got off slightly with my yarn overs, if you can tell. If you can't see it, then good. But my brain is just... I hear you, baby girl. My brain just shuts down so bad that I cannot think to rip back. Okay. You get that toy then. Yeah. I'm sorry, I would be cracking up laughing though. But I am using size 5, 3.75 millimeter circulars. They're on 40-inch cables. And the yarn I am using, I'm not going to try and pronounce it. I am just going to pull out a ball band and show you. Moscow. It is 67% Vicose, 20% mohair, 13% polyamide nylon. What do you want? Lucy, what do you want? Yeah? She talks a lot, if you haven't realized. But the colors I am using are colors number 11, 32, and 5. One is a blackish gray color. Then I have one that's pink, and one that's kind of like a gray-brown type color. I know! Yes. So next time I record, I will have this bound off and finished and blocked and all that fun stuff. Sorry, y'all. You want to come back up here? Okay. What? Yeah. Really? Okay, you tell us about it. And that is in my Daisy Said bag. There's the bag. I'm probably not going to be able to do too much more right now. I might have to wait till later, until her next nap. But we're going to keep trying. Okay. So, the next item I have is the Child's Tube Sock recipe by Heather Laws. I have two that I'm working on, and they're not getting very much work because they sit by the recliner for when the kids are behaving so I can work on them. That hasn't been happening lately. But I have this one, which is just some random scraps that I had gotten from the yarn store. and it's actually kind of striping, even though I think it's supposed to be tonal, but the red's kind of striping. This is the first one of the red. I started this one because I was waiting on yarn for the other one to come in, which the other sock is this one. So I'm trying to finish up the red one so I can finish its little mate. Yeah. And then go back and finish and do another of the red ones, which I'm actually thinking the red one to put in some stripes of some blue. I'm thinking blue. And then the other sock doing blue sock with the stripes of the red in it. I think that would be kind of cute. But I am using size 1, do I have the millimeters? 2.25 milliliters. Milliliters, oh my goodness. And both of those are for my son, who has a ginormous foot. His foot is super, super wide. And yeah. The yarn for the one that I've completed, the other one, it is Classic Elite Yarn Summer Socks in colorway 5544. This is discontinued, and I had a lot of fun trying to find it. I went to the yarn shop to see about buying some, and they no longer had any more because it's been discontinued. So then I got on Ravelry, and I literally messaged every person who had stashed that colorway. And I got a lot of people who told me, yes, I'll sell it to you. I have 2 skeins. Oh, are you getting sleepy again? Yeah. But I had basically one of the first people who contacted me, she had 5 skeins of it. And so I went with her because she had more of it, so I didn't feel like I was getting their yarn. She still had enough to do something with. And she was one of the first ones to contact me. And that was a fun experience. She's a super, super sweet person. The first time she sent it out, I hadn't gotten it, and after 3 weeks I messaged her and I was like, I know you said you were going to send this. I don't want to, you know, I'm like trying not to be, you know, really. Are you okay? What was I saying? Trying not to be pushy or anything, but, you know, I haven't received it yet. You know, did you mail it? And she's like, yeah, I mailed it. I just can't believe that you didn't get it. She goes, I'll go and get another one and send you another one. She gets to the post office and she had to claim the yarn because it got sent back to her post office because that's all they could make out was the return, where the return post office where it came from initially. And she said that the bag was completely shredded to parts and pieces, that they couldn't make out anything. Luckily the yarn was undamaged, and they told her, oh yeah, you're not supposed to send these through these sorts of bags, you have to put it in a box. We're no longer accepting material objects being put in these bags. So I got the box in, and the box was smushed. Like, if it had been opened up any more, because it was almost completely opened, the yarn would have fallen out. So I don't know what their post office does. Now, I've had some things of Nate's come in that was smushed and stuff, but it doesn't happen too often. And for both packages of this yarn to have gotten messed up, gotta be her post office, I would think. I don't know. But I got it in. And after that long, drawn-out mess, oh, that was crazy. But I sent her a pattern in return for thank you, especially after crazy post office fiascos. So I'm doing some of my acquisitions along the way. Okay, I'm gonna have to pause and see about feeding her, and I'll come back. I'm back again. She is down for her nap again, so let's see if we can finish this. So the next thing I am working on is the Linden sweater by Jen Emerson. It is a pay-for pattern. Just dropped my stitch marker. Okay. Alrighty. And I am using Lorna's Lace's Soulmate on Bigger on the Inside right now. This is worked excuse me, top down, and I've just split for the sleeves, and I'm fixing to go into another color. It's not quite that blue, it's more of a gray blue, not bright blue. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna get the right color. But I am doing this on size 6'4" millimeter needles. Using magic loop just because I don't have the right cable length. And this sweater, it's supposed to go into some stripes, which I'm fixing to start going into. And for the stripes, instead of alternating skeins of yarn for stripes, just more stash enhancements. I bought a lot of stuff and I'm using a lot of it. So this gorgeousness, do you see those colors? This is Mustache Yarns, my very first mustache yarn purchase. And the Perfect Sock self-striping, and it's the OCD one. In the colorway, Everything is Awesome, which is at 80% superwash, 20 nylon. I've been wanting to get this yarn for my son, who is obsessed with Legos and the Lego movie, but had no idea what I would do with it. And I was checking her shop a couple weeks ago and saw that it was up, and just went ahead and bought it, and then found the sweater and figured this would be perfect, because instead of alternating stripes in the sweater, which the stripe size changes in the pattern, whereas I'm just going to use this and do the rest of it in this, which is what I'm fixing to do. So I'm going to have to ball this up. I'm going to go ahead and ball it up in two separate ones. Since it's the OCD one, it has two skeins together. So I'll take and ball up each one individually, and then I'm going to use one ball until I get close to the end of the first stripe, and then I'm going to start with the second one and go. That's my plan anyways. I'll have to see if that's going to work out, so that I'll have a longer stripe in it, because I don't know how far the stripes will take me in the sweater. I don't want just like little bitty single stripes going up, if you get my drift. So the rest of the body of the sweater, I'll probably do a couple more rows in the Lorna's laces, mainly because I think going into this right now is going to be a little too quick considering I'm not going to be putting any more of the Lorna's laces in it except for in the sleeves. So, oh my goodness, these colors are absolutely gorgeous. And it came in, I didn't want to use it for my son. I wanted to use it for me because it's just absolutely beautiful. I see now why there's a lot of these things go quick apparently. But I understand now. But this is going to be for my son. I made another order for some stuff for me. I made a lot of purchases for me. So, to justify buying this one, I was going to use stash yarn for the yoke of the sweater and the sleeves. So I went ahead and got the Lorna's laces because I didn't know what I was going to do with that, because that was left over from some socks I made for Nate 2 years ago, I think. So it's been caked up for almost 2 years and it's lost a lot of elasticity in it, which I didn't think about, because initially I was like, I'm going to use it fairly soon, so I just left it like that and then just sat and sat and sat and sat and sat, and I never tried to loosen it up or reskein it or anything. But this is coming up next, so I'll probably tonight be starting to work on balling those up, and we'll see how that goes. I might have to rip out a couple times before I get my stripes the way I want them to be. And I'll show you another little acquisition because I have these in this bag because I was using them for this project. These are also from Vinyl Stitches, and they're little birds. This one's a little, I don't know, like a sea green color, and then if I can get them out. Oops, got two of them. A little creamy white colored one, a little pinky mauve one, and this cute little blue teal colored one. So that's living in this bag right now because I had to use several of them to mark increases and stuff. So that is that I've been working on. I've also put in some blanket squares, which I will be taking a picture of shortly in order to track my progress. Whoop, that's not the right one. What am I doing? You know what? I went and put the wrong bag up. I'm going to pause real quick. Okay. I'm going to have so many breaks in this. The joys of having kids though, right? As I'm doing this part, my lunch is in the oven cooking right now. So I may have to be stopping again so I can go eat because I'm starving. So I put in some more squares on my blanket, and I actually found some markers so I can show y'all. So I put in this one, which was which one was that one? I got it from Mando Bug though, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Got this one from Mando Bug. This is some Crystal Palace Mushi, I think, that I had bought just for the purpose of putting in my blanket. So I have that. I did this one, which is one that I was working on a VKN, and it is completely, it's all whopped and crooked, but I have no idea what that is. This is another different skein of the Crystal Palace that I did. I decided to put in some big squares for special yarns. So this is Black Trillium Fiber Studio, I think, and the colorway Bifrost. This is what I made the Cleopactus shawl out of. So this is another one that I got from Mandobug. And this is another one I got from Mandobug. Oh, it's hard to see with it being dark. And I think that is it. Oh yeah, I have one more that I got from Mandobug that I'm adding to the bottom of it, so it's just chilling here right now. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And now I can take a picture and take all these off, and I need to enter that single one that I've done into all the small things. Yeah, all the small things that Heather Laws is having from Buddyfish Crafts. I haven't done that yet. So that is my blanket. Again, reminding you to enter any of your blanket projects into our year-long blanket along for random prize drawings, and then at the end of the year I will do a big prize drawing, so stay tuned for that. And let me turn my page. Spinning! So it's time for dribbles. Dribbles, dribbles. So I did a teeny tiny bit on my bamboo alpaca blend that I got from Spoon Fibers. Not a whole lot of progress. Did some. Been a little obsessed with the other one lately, but it's still looking pretty good. Pretty thin. I have a feeling that once I wash this, it's gonna poof up a lot with it having the alpaca in there. But it's just some natural gray colors and stuff. I have lots and lots of this left. So this will be a very long ongoing project. Still working on my first 2 ounces of it. So I'm going to spin 2 ounces and then spin another 2 ounces and then apply the 2 ounces together. So, but I think I finally figured out how you're supposed to thread the fiber onto the Turkish spindle. Even though my Turkish is still the wrong way. I'm not flipping it, since I put it on the wrong way to start with, so I'm trying to get through this. And there's my lunch. I heard it. Stop and go eat lunch in just a second. So I have that. And the other one that I'm working on is the Jiminy Cricket colorway from Joyful Sheep. And I've made a good bit of progress on this, and I'm spinning this super thin. You see how thin that is? It is very thin. I don't think it's gonna be a lace weight, but stands a chance, I think. I'm shooting for fingering, so we will see. I have a lot of this left, considering I'm spinning it super thin. I have what's here and all this still. So it's a braid that has green, black, and can you see the brown in it? The black is making the brown look black. Let's see. Yeah, you can kind of see the brown there. And brown. I don't remember what the fiber blend is. I think it's just some roving, if I'm remembering correctly. But I gotta get some serious spinning done because I've been going fiber crazy and buying I shouldn't say crap. All kinds of goodies, but I need a spinning wheel is what I really need. I just need to buckle down, save up the money, buy a spinning wheel, because I've been working on this one. I haven't done it this past week because of my finger and all my other accidents I've been having. I didn't trust myself to try and spin it, and I had a feeling I was just going to be dropping it constantly because I guess my nerves have been kind of bad lately, but yeah, I've been doing about 30 minutes a night. After Lucy goes down for bed at night, I've been spinning for about 30 minutes at a time, and I still have that much to go. So I just need to buy a spinning wheel so that my 30 minutes that I get is a little more productive. So that is all that, and it's now on to acquisitions, and I think I'm going to drop the weird name I picked for that one because it didn't sit well with me after watching it back. So, like I was telling you, I bought a ton of stitch markers, and mainly because I don't own that many stitch markers, and when I was initially buying them, I was supposed to be buying like lobster claw type ones and stuff so I can help keep track of my blanket squares. Yeah, can't do that. So I got the birds ones that I showed y'all just a little while ago. That is on the Linden blanket. This is the set of stitch markers that had an issue that I got from Vinyl Stitches, but they were so cute. You see them? They're little owls. See, I just I already took them all out. Little owls with purple and blue beads. My lighting is changing. Let's see. Let's see if I can find the one that had the issue. That was this one. So you see how it wasn't completely closed all the way? So it didn't really get stuck all that often, just like every so often. But I was using these on my Dusk into Twilight shawl, which for one has mohair in it, so most things were getting caught in it anyways. And I think if I was using a lace weight, it would have went through that hole. But with the fingering weight, it would go through if I pushed it a little too hard, or I wasn't paying attention and this part got close to, like, it flipped that way, more downward where the opening was, and would get caught in the row below it. So, I mean, I'm not complaining. I like them anyways. And this is the other ones that came with it. So I got a couple of the owls and then just some of the beads. And I mean, Megan was fabulous. I can't say, give me good customer service any day. Offering to send me a new one, realizing she didn't have any more, and then sending me out some new sets of stitch markers. I mean, can't go wrong with that. I mean, she went way above and beyond, I personally think. So I got those, and they all come in these little cute little baggies that I'm keeping them in so I don't lose them, because was it around Christmas time I bought the moving mud glass stitch markers. I can't find those anywhere. They're missing, which prompted me to go on a stitch marker buying spree since I couldn't find them. And one of the sets that she sent me as a replacement, the other set that I decided to keep, are these cute little kitty cats. So I got a couple of the kitty cats, and then just the little beads. So I decided to keep those. Kitties. They're so jiggly. So I was really enjoying having the owl stitch markers on my Dusk into Twilight shawl, because every time I would move the shawl, I would hear jing, 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 jing. So it was like little bells. But it was, to me, that's relaxing, like wind chimes and bells and stuff like that. So every time I would hear it go ching, 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 it was, I loved it. So those were the other two items from Vinyl Stitches. And I'm going to show you the ones that are being given away again, just as a reminder. She is be giving away these stitch markers from Vinyl Stitches. They're the Lovebirds. And you get 2 of the Lovebirds stitch markers and 3 of just the little beads. So I think they're gorgeous. Love them, love them, love them, love them, love them. So those will be up. Check the Ravelry group for the instructions on how to enter to win, and the link, and also for the coupon code for 15% off any the items in her shop. More fun things. Like I said, I went a little stitch marker happy. So I also, and you know, one of them is in the other room, because since I've been having breaks, what I've talked about I've brought into the other room. So I will talk about this one. This is Little Skein in the big wool, and the big pretty one is in the other room. Which I'm not going to pause again to go get, but I got in a little glass container. I got a bunch of the little these, and the main pretty stitch marker, it was Snoopy. So I will take a picture of it and insert it in so you can see without me having to pause. And you know what? I'm just going to pause. No, I'm not going to pause. I'm just going to insert it right here. So I got that one. And the other set of stitch markers, so I told you I was a little bird happy lately, right? I haven't even taken these out because they were so pretty. They were packaged so pretty that I wanted to use them, but I didn't take it out. It's from the Velvet Hippo. And look how cute. It was on this cute little card. And it's her peacock one. So I got the cute little peacock and a bunch of little jump rings with little peacock blues and purples and kind of like a tealy green. So, yay. Love peacocks. Love them. So now that I showed you, I can take them off and use them. I couldn't unwrap it. I almost didn't unwrap the mustache yarn so that y'all could see it, but I did. So, all that. So I got the mustache yarn, and also attached to the mustache yarn was this cute little smiley face stitch marker, and it was wrapped really pretty. So you should buy buy something from her because they're pretty. Okay, so I did all those. Did that one. Okay, this one I bought from Neely's Knits. Get them all out. A little mini skein set. And this is her Neely's Knits. And I wound up buying it. I was gonna go and buy one of the big skeins of it, but she didn't have any in her shop, and it's been a while since I've been eyeing them, so I just went ahead and bought the mini skein set. And this is her Babylon 5 set, because Babylon 5 is awesome. If you haven't watched it and you're a sci-fi fan, you should watch Babylon 5. But this one is on her sparkle sock, so you see all the sparkle, and this one is called White Star, which is one of the spaceships. And it's 80% superwash merino, 15% nylon, 5% stellina. And then this one is the Thunderbolt. And I'm pretty sure this was another one of the spaceships, but I can't remember that one. Which is also on the sparkle sock. And this one is Star Cruiser. This one's not going to show up good, huh? Also on the sparkle sock there. And the main reason I got it was because she did a colorway after the best character ever in the series, Marcus. And this one is on the super sock, and this is based off of Marcus, which is going to be super hard to see because it's dark. But Marcus is one of the characters, and he's my favorite. And he's a ranger, so which he pretty much wears almost all black. So that's why it's all kind of blacks and grays and browns, and yeah. So this is the one I was going to buy, but they didn't have any more in stock, so I just bought the set. So that is that. I bought a lot of stuff, and I have more stuff on the way because I've been so bad. I bought a ton of fiber from Fantasy Fiber Studios. She had leftovers from a fair she went to, and she kind of did like an auction style thing. So I think I got pretty good prices on some of these braids based off of what I see other people selling them for. But, okay. And if you want to ever see anything, I try and keep my Ravelry projects and stash fairly updated. So this one is 4 ounces of Falkland. And I will be giving away, I think it's one of the Falkland braids in a future giveaway, probably after I finish the one from Final Stitches, after we finish that giveaway. I'll probably give away one of the Falkland ones. So, if you like one of them, stay tuned, because I will be putting it up, and then you'll probably get to choose which one you want, because I don't know. And this is another 4 ounces of Falkland. I'm not very good at showing these off, huh? This one's got pinks and brown, mauvey colors and blues. And then I got 4 braids. And I think the most I paid for any one braid was like $10. Ooh, I don't think I can put them back in this bag like that. I had them in too tight. This is 4 ounces of Shetland. Love those. I think with this one I'm going to try and do a chain ply so I can try and keep the colors repeating. The color, you know what I'm talking about, the color repeats. Is that what I said initially? Maybe, I don't know. And then I got four ounces of BFL. So we'll see if I keep it all. I just liked it all, so I bought it all. They may be gifts for some people. They may go up as giveaways. I just couldn't pass them up because I thought they were too pretty. So that is all that. Then, oh yeah, I got a very belated Christmas/birthday present from the wonderful Mando Bug from Mando Bug Crafts. She sent me a bunch of mini skeins, which, let's see, you've already seen some in the blanket, but I got a couple other ones that I haven't used yet. Is this one? And this one. And I think this one. I think I used all the other ones. So I think three of them were penguin soup mini skeins, which I've been eyeing some of her stuff for a while. And after I knit my little squares up, I decided that I had to get some penguin soup. So some of Penguin Soup's yarn is on the way, hopefully. I managed to catch one of her updates, and because that's what Instagram does to you, apparently. Instagram thing is going to be really bad. But yeah, so I got the wild style on her sparkle base, and she had I caught her update for the Firefly Club like a week late, and it had already closed out, and I was so upset because I love Firefly, the show, not the movie. Serenity is the movie. So when she had posted that she was working on one based off of Kaylee's. I want to say Keely because my sister's name is Kaylee. Kaylee. It's Umbrella in, I think it's the first episode. And then it came up and she had him under the oops. So I'm assuming she didn't get it how she wanted. But I don't care. I was so upset that I missed out on the club that I went ahead and bought that skein anyways too. So I should be getting those two in soon. Exciting. But the lovely Mando Bug, back to her wonderfulness, sent me 2 skeins of her hand spun that she spun up. And this is Pigeon Roof Studios Superwash 100% BFL. And she got it to a DK Sport weight. And it's about, what is it? 1, 2, well, just around 300 yards, so that's going to be something fun. I think I'm going to make a shawl out of it. I don't know. Hasn't told me what it wants to be yet. It's definitely my colors though. Greens and blues. And pretty. And then she also sent me, well, besides chocolate and tea, which there's no more of that because I've had this for about a month now. That went like the first couple days. Is she attempted to hand card some of her own bats. And this is like uber sparkly. So I got two little bats. Let's see. So the bats are, as she writes in her lovely note, that they were experimental. They were her first bats that she was blending with. And she did 50% Merino and 50% Firestar. So if you have watched her episode about her experiment, I got those first bats of hers. So that's very exciting. I was so excited to see that in the mail. So as you can tell, I got a lot of fiber that I need to work on. And I'm so slow. I literally only have like 2 hours a day now. And most of that is half asleep because I'm so exhausted. Okay. Oh. This is a future project. So I won't show. And then the wonderful Have Faith, who has the Stashless podcast. I just so happened to be browsing the Ravelry forum and saw that she was destashing some more of her yarn, and she has some lovely yarns. And I went a little crazy. Not too crazy. I only bought 4 different types of yarns, or 4 colorways, but 2 of them are 2 sweater quantities of yarn. They're pretty. And most of my larger quantities of yarn, I don't have quite enough to do with what I want to do with, unless I'm just reading patterns wrong, because I'm not that big of a girl, but I have to have, I think, the mediums in most of the sizes. Like I'm usually like in between like mediums and smalls, and I have the yardage for somewhere in between a medium or a small, but at the medium size, or if I go to like they say medium or large, it's usually like I'm 200-300 yards short, and I'm just so nervous to do a project and then be just barely finished or be slightly short on my yardage. So I jumped at it. So I got 10 skeins of this pretty teal color, teal turquoise color, and it's Citron Incono, which is 35% silk, 35% cotton, and 30% acrylic. So I'm thinking this color one, the turquoise color, this is going to be a Jenny sweater from the unofficial Harry Potter knits. So I've been wanting to do that sweater, and I just haven't found the right yarn for it, and I think this is going to be it. I think that's going to be pretty. So I got 10 of those, which is almost 2,000 yards. Yay! I might be able to make 2 things, because the other sweater quantity I got was in the brown. So it's the same yarn, just in brown, and it's also 10 skeins. So I have another almost 2,000 yards. So I can make 1 sweater just brown, and then I can make 1 sweater just teal, and then I can find a pretty sweater and do a teal and brown sweater. Yay! I'm so excited. You have no idea. So I'm trying to get this dusk into twilight shawl off, and then do like a quick little shawl or something like that, and then I think I'm going to try to start on the Jenny sweater. The Jenny's cardigan, whatever. Yes. And then I saw these when she put these up on her podcast. Goodness, my brain's still not working. And I had to have them whenever I saw that she was getting rid of them. I can't believe she was getting rid of them. But I understand. She was saying that she would rather prefer to knit with her own hand spun, but I would too, but I don't spin that fast. But she does get more time to spin than I do. So I got 2 skeins from Color Me Happy from her. And this one, they're both in the Happy Sock base, and this one is Autumn Spice, which is not that green. It's got some greens in it, but it's making all the oranges and brown colors and stuff look green. But so this base is a 75% merino, 25% nylon. They're 463 yards, which is a good chunk. Got good yardage. So this is going to be, I think they're both probably going to be shawls. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this one might be, thinking I might, ooh, ouch. I hit my bubble. I'm thinking I might see about doing the Follow the Yellow Brick Road by Holly Dapp. Holly, what do you think? Would that be pretty? Or do I do it with this colorway, which is Fairy Garden, which is also Color Me Happy? Which one? Which one, Holly? Tell me. Which one do I do? But I'm going to do that. I want to do that pattern with one of these, and I'll make another shawl with one of the others, which I don't know what it's going to be. But Holly, tell me, which one do you like? Which one? Because I can't decide. And then I got a special little surprise in my package, because even though I watch her show, her podcast, almost as soon as it gets uploaded, like I see it's uploaded whenever I have a chance, I watch it if I don't have a whole bunch of other ones behind me. Apparently I won one of her giveaways for her Shrink My Stash, and I never got in touch with her. So she just surprised me and stuck my prize in the box. So I got a lovely bag made by the wonderful Stashless, which is Karen. And it's nice, big bag. I fit all 4 of my 4-ounce braids of fiber in here, even though it was pretty tight. But that's a lot. So my sweater is probably going to go in here once I start it. I don't know if it'll be able to stay in here because I don't know how big it's going to get, but I got that. So thank you, Karen, for sending that to me. It was a wonderful surprise that I really just made my day. And so I think that is everything. I think I've covered everything now. I think so. This is a really long podcast. It's probably going to be like an hour and a half after I put everything in. I'm going to have to see if I can take some stuff out, because that's just a lot. All my pausing to stare at my daughter while she's giggling and laughing, even though that's really cute. But I will have, for sure, 2 new skeins of yarn to show you, and 1 project bag that is on the way. So stay tuned for next time. Enter to win the final stitches. Where did I put them? Which ones? Which ones? All this stuff is all over the place. Here. The vinyl stitches giveaway for the Pretty Lovebird stitch markers. And check out her shop. Use the coupon code, which is CatStraight, for 15% off her Etsy store. Also post in the year-long blanket along thread, because next time I'm going to find something to give away. I don't know what it's going to be. It might even be one of those braids of fiber. So enter if you want to stand a chance to win something fun, because I'm going to draw something next time. You have 2 months to enter for these. So, I'll see y'all later. Bye, friends!